Hey, this might totally not be the third time I'm recording this. The first time I didn't actually record the sound. The second time I was just being an idiot. But here I am, and this is the top 5 worst Lush products. Now I know, I don't know, people seem to thrive on negativity of things, so here I am. Firstly, soaps. These aren't part of my top 5, but this is just sort of a shout out to them. Soaps, Sea Vegetable, Sandstone, Rockstar. I love soaps. Actually, no, I don't. That's a lie. With soaps, my issue is they make my skin feel gross, and I hate it. I've always hated it. But out of fairness, I'm not going to put them in because, this doesn't do anything for me. This smells gorgeous. That's just a really nice smell, Rockstar. And this, I actually like this one. This makes my skin feel pretty good. So, and it was part of the Ahoy There set, which is sort of awesome because pirates. So, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to do this again because I'm an idiot. So number 5, I don't actually have it with me because I threw it away because it was disgusting. So number 5 was aquatic tooth tabs. They tasted rank, they looked rank, and I don't know, the taste, it reminded, no, actually no, that was Atomic. I've recorded this 3 times now and I've still forgotten to put the web page up so I could look up what the ingredients were. Jesus Christ, I don't care, I'm still doing this, right. So, aquatic. I was drawn to it because it was sort of like, hey look, this has got an ocean name, you like that shit. And, of course I do, but I hated it, it was disgusting. You're gonna have to go and look at this yourself because I'm an idiot. Okay, moving on to number 4, Curly Whirly. This would have been the Rose Queen Bath Bomb because I didn't like how all the roses came out, but then I remembered I had a sample of Curly Whirly, and it wasn't the smell. I love the smell of coconuts, especially if it's in alcohol. And this particular coconut scent reminds me of something from the 90s, so I would... Ooh. Still stuck to the top of the lid. So I would probably recommend doing it, but trying it. So if you're ever having a sample, like an online order, just ask for a sample. But it was the texture. I am so fussy with textures, I just cannot do them. Well, I can do them, but if it's a really specific texture, and I did not like rubbing coconut in my hair. But I did sort of go into the store, and because I wanted to try Big because that looked nice, so I went into the store and I was just like, hey, I don't know about the texture, so the lady let me rub my hands in it and it was so good, and then I got a really big pot of Big, which was, I like Big, but Curly Whirly, look, I only asked for it because I don't have curly hair unless it's like really long, but high school me, we don't get that. So with Curly Whirly, I honestly only got it because of the name. Well, because I just Curly Whirly. Dragon Age Inquisition fans will know who specifically that refers to. I was romancing him at the time. Anyway, moving on to number 3. Not specifically this, but just the shower jelly. I know there's loads of tips online about how to use it. For me, I tried to use it as just a big old lump, but that was just... It slipped out of my hands a lot, and it's just like, no. And then I tried to chop it up into little pieces, like I saw someone else do. She was chopping up her iced wine, and see, little chunks of jelly. The idea is the good one, but they just slip everywhere and I drop them. And when the lady in the Oxford Street store was recommending me things, she was just like, oh, people freeze them, and I was just like, freeze them, really. But that would not work on me because I'm not good with cold things on my body. I mean, once there was whipped cream on my body and I screamed really loudly, and I probably shouldn't be talking about this. Nothing to do with sex, I swear. So yeah, I would like to try one shower jelly which is called Big Calm. I think it's a Lush kitchen exclusive, so I'm gonna probably try that, but I'm just also wondering if there's a way I could sort of melt this down, put it with like a unscented shower gel and make that, because this smells like sweets and this is actually really nice, but it's on my top list for... This guy on here looks like someone else, like... He just... Yeah, something else I'm a fan of that just sort of reminded me of that guy on there. Just put a hat on him and just see. Anyway, so yeah, I'm not gonna put a frozen jelly on my body, especially when the boiler's still broken and the shower's still lukewarm. Not for me. Number 2 then. That didn't look like that when I bought it. This is a chunk of... Oh god, that's really loud. A chunk of blue skies and fluffy white clouds. Now, the webcam colour thing is making it look better than it does here, and now it's all over my fingers. So, once I brought a load of bubble baths, because why not, and I did it online, so I didn't know what they smelled like, and this one smells like regret and pepper. I mean, I like peppery smell, but I had a job once and the smell reminds me of a specific bit of that job. I don't want to get into details on that because just in case and that. So this specific job, I had it for a while. It really wasn't for me, but I'm sort of the person who's going to give everything a go if it's offered to me, an opportunist if you must. So this job, I do it, and there's one part that smells exactly like this, and that was usually the last place on the run, so that smell would be with me all day. When I put a couple of chunks of this in the bath, I had that smell lingering all over me, and it wasn't very nice because that was a very bad time in my life, and it was just a load of disappointment. And even my mum was like, how good did you do that job for so long? And I was just like, you gotta work. No, I don't understand either. I mean, it's the type of job is if someone can actually do it, and like, there's a specific kind of people for it. Not me. So unfortunately, that's really not nice. Really, it's very peppery, and no, we're not dealing with that. And number 1, I think I mentioned this in the last video, Twilight shower gel. It doesn't smell much like the Twilight bath bomb. I think that's why I got it, because it's just like, hey Twilight, I like that. So disappointed. See, look, it's still like quite full up there. I used a little bit and then I regret it. So it's sort of like lavender and malt, and I think it's the malt part of it that's put me off. And because I recorded this once, I'm gonna have to do it again because there is some part of Twilight in there, you can sort of smell it, like the bath bomb, but then there's this sort of after smell, which, because it's sort of like Twilight, here's some malty after smell, which is disgusting. I absolutely do not like this. It's one of the worst things I've ever experienced. I know other people like it and that, but it's definitely not for me, and this is actually quite old. I think it's just been sitting in my Lush drawer. I was going to give it to someone, but then I forgot because I haven't seen them in a while, so it's just like, oh, okay. But now it's sort of out of date, so I'll just throw it. You can tell because all the glitters at the bottom. I might wash out the bottle and use that when I try and melt down Sweetie Pie. But yeah, it's not something I like. Ugh. So, top 5 aquatic, don't have. Ugh. 4 shower jellies, just any one. No, 4 was Curly Wally. 3 was shower jellies. 2 was this horrific nightmare that was blue skies and fluffy white clouds. Then again, I prefer storms anyway, so you know. Even though the sky is nice and blue today. I just did that and my face just whoosh. I'm the sun. Yeah, the window is right in front of me, so you can sort of see. And the horrible, disgusting Twilight is number 1. Now I'm sure other people disagree with me, but go for it, innit? I mean, if there's anything you want to talk about in the comments, like any Lush products you don't particularly like, and who knows, maybe I might have tried them and I might have liked them. So yeah, this has been another Lush video, and hopefully I need to stop doing that. And hopefully next time I'm going to be just talking about things I do, how I use the products, and I'm sure I'm not correct in some of them, like with I don't know, I mean some of the stuff is common knowledge, like cutting up bubble bars and using a weird gross thing to, no, it's not gross if you wash it, using a different way to get all the most out of the bubble baths. Like I've done some really good baths which have been like so many bubbles. I love bubbles so much. Can't wait until that boiler's fixed. So yeah, thanks for watching, and you should probably subscribe to me. Just a suggestion. And I'll probably just like put somewhere the other Lush video that I did, so you can look back at the ones that I do like. Maybe.